The best healthcare is there in ways big and small. There when we most and least expect it. We may not see it, but we feel it. It lets us know we're not in this alone. Everyone deserves a healthcare partner who never quits. One who's there for what matters. United Healthcare. There for what matters.
Want your boss to put some real action behind the rhetoric when they talk about making your workplace more inclusive? Find out how to hold their feet to the fire and demand diversity on the Diversity Dude podcast.
Hello there, and welcome to the Diversity Dude podcast. I'm your host, Lambert Fisher, marriage and family therapist, award-winning author, and national speaker on the topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. And for those of you who are interested in even more positive and encouraging tips and strategies beyond what I share in podcasts like this, then feel free to share with them my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, nationally recognized for the unique way in which it addresses the often difficult topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. Designed for more than just therapists, if you're a helping professional in any way, Diversity in Clinical Practice can help you meet the greatest variety of cultural needs possible for those whom you serve, and it's available in paper and audiobook versions for your convenience. And whether it be through my one-on-one relationship building efforts as a therapist or my informing and empowering efforts as an author and speaker, know that my personal mission is to do my part to improve the world one strengthened relationship at a time. So, today I want to share with you a few encouraging words about a cultural year in review. In my marriage and family therapy practice, I have a tendency to use times of transition, such as the beginning and ending of a school year for kids or the ending and beginning of a calendar year for adults, as a good opportunity to look back and review personal progress made over the past year, as well as look ahead and make plans for what the future may hold. When reviewing progress made in the past year, I'm very intentional about acknowledging both struggles that were overcome and the corresponding lessons learned, as well as the struggles that remain and the corresponding lessons learned. I frame it this way because no matter what has occurred, there's always a lesson to learn. Sometimes the lesson is what to do again because it worked. Other times the lesson is what to do differently because it didn't work, either in part or at all. Sometimes it's about lessons learned from the behavior of others so that we can gain similar successes based on those lessons learned from others' overcome struggles so that we don't have to encounter the same struggle to learn it. At other times, it's about avoiding the behavior of others because we have seen the outcome and can be grateful that what seemed to be a reasonable idea worth considering had an outcome that we don't want. And we can be happy that someone else has already tested that theory so that we can not only avoid the same consequences, but we can focus our efforts on other possible paths forward with a higher likelihood of success. So, what does all this have to do with the Diversity Dude podcast? Well, I have made it clear that my personal mission is to strengthen both personal and professional relationships, especially as it relates to the reduction of unintentional cultural offenses and the repairing of cross-cultural relationships. And just as I found it beneficial to periodically review personal growth successes and growth areas, I want to encourage you to use the end of this calendar year to make the most of the benefits of reviewing your successes and growth areas when it comes to reducing unintentional offenses and strengthening cross-cultural relationships in your life. One way we can do this is by asking ourselves, what have I learned about myself this past year culturally? Maybe what you learned is more about an extended family member from your past that has helped you understand another contributing factor that has influenced your life and who you are today in ways that you didn't previously appreciate. Or maybe you had an experience with someone professionally that generated strong feelings that went some way unexpected. At the very least, you may have learned that you have feelings that may potentially hinder your ability to work with a coworker or competently provide services to some people more so than others. Instead of letting those feelings or hunches or intuitions fade away, I encourage you to intentionally learn as much as you can about yourself, what you have to offer when it comes to improved cross-cultural interactions, as well as what personal growth areas might need to be strengthened in order for you to progress even further. The goal is not about self-deprecation, nor is it a test that you have to fear failing. Instead, it's an opportunity to build personal confidence and growth that was previously not there, that you can use to launch forward into a new year with even more growth fueled by past successes, which can empower you to make future improvements where needed. A second way to review is to explore the things that you've observed or learned about others culturally over the past year. What types of experiences outside of your own have you heard about over the past year? Maybe you've heard about struggles, unmet needs, concerns, or other experiences that you may not have personally experienced, but you nonetheless acknowledge as legitimate and worthy of support. Whether or not you were able to do anything about it or offer direct support, acknowledgement of culturally unique to you experiences is a first step. The more you acknowledge, the more you can begin to discern what you may be able to do directly to support others, and what you may only be able to support through supporting others' efforts, either financially or simply championing other support efforts verbally, contributing to someone else's increased awareness, and maybe they're being able to do more directly because they were exposed to the needs of others through you. And a third way to review is to explore the ways in which you have made the most of opportunities to directly impact the lives of others, especially those who are different from you in one way or many others. As I mentioned frequently, culture includes more than just race or ethnicity. It also includes personal factors such as gender identity or expression, sexual orientation, abilities, faith beliefs, political beliefs, family roles, socioeconomic status, and many more ways in which we can be similar to or different from others. The question is, what opportunities are there around you to pleasantly surprise someone else by expressing in word or in action that you do not see the differences between you and others as automatically being a threat to your well-being? Expressing that you can exist in a world where people differ in significant ways without believing that your way is the best way for everyone, and that you do not feel compelled to pressure others to change and conform in order to be included or accepted by you. And beyond pleasantly surprising others with what you are not in comparison to these very common experiences, ask yourself, in what ways can you identify the unacknowledged and consequently unmet needs in individuals, families, and communities around you, in a way that you can either meet a need directly or contribute to the meeting of those needs by others? Although you don't have an obligation to meet the needs outside of your own, I'm a firm believer that the more we all meet a greater variety of needs outside of our own, the more enriched all of our lives will be, especially considering the reality that one day it may be our own need that some other non-obligated person has the opportunity to meet. My hope for you is that you would make the most of this end of the year to review your own personal struggles and consequent growth, your ever-increasing awareness of the needs of those in a greater variety of cultural groups, and that in doing so, you will be able to identify reasonable ways in which you can contribute to the improved lives of others. The more people committed to this challenge, the better our entire society will be. And with that, I'll say thanks again for listening to the Diversity Do podcast. If you have any pressing diversity-related questions that you'd like me to address on an upcoming podcast, or if your organization is in need of a shame-free and empowering guest speaker or training on this often sensitive topic, then feel free to reach out to me directly at www.diversitymadesimple.com. And if you know of anyone else who can benefit from a positive and encouraging perspective on this often difficult topic of diversity, feel free to send them a link to this podcast so they can be encouraged as well. Or share with them my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, available on Amazon.com. And as usual, I look forward to addressing as many topics as possible in future podcasts to help you improve as many relationships as possible at work, at home, and in your community. And as always, remember this: you don't need to know everything about everyone in order to have a positive impact on someone. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great day.
Tune in each week and find out how to demand and implement diversity at your job. To hear more, check out previous Diversity Dude shows on ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
It's not just another day in your life. Things are changing for the better. At Comcast, we see those changes, and we're thinking about how we use technology today to live, work, learn, and play. And we're building for the future now, so we're better prepared for the wants and needs of tomorrow. That's why Comcast is rolling out multi-gig internet speeds to more than 50 million homes and businesses before the end of 2025, making our already industry-leading network even faster, smarter, greener, and more reliable. Over the decades, Comcast has been your partner, working hard to serve your community, and will continue to be your partner. We're expanding our gigabits so you can enjoy the tiny bits that matter most.
Did you or someone you love just test positive for COVID-19? The good news is that most healthy people who test positive for COVID-19 right now will experience a mild illness and can recover at home. Folks with risk factors for severe illness with COVID-19 may benefit from antiviral medications. These medications are taken by mouth at home and can be picked up at a pharmacy. They can be particularly helpful for people who are older, immunocompromised, or who live with some chronic conditions. And here's good news. These treatments can help prevent severe illness, hospitalization, and death from COVID-19. So reach out to your trusted healthcare provider right away. If you test positive and are at higher risk, treatments need to be started soon in order to work best. Your healthcare provider can determine which COVID-19 medication option is best to prescribe. And remember, COVID-19 medications are no substitute for prevention. Vaccines are recommended for people starting at 6 months of age to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in our community.
Unleash the power of smile for your team. Delta Dental of Minnesota offers coverage to fit your unique small business, leading to a better benefit package and a happier team. Visit deltadentalmn.org/small business.
When I walked across that stage at my high school graduation, I was excited, but confused about my next step. Then I walked through the doors at Doherty Family College. Doherty Family College is part of the University of St. Thomas. It's a 2-year college that lets you earn an associate's degree and puts you on a path to your bachelor's degree. Classes are small, so I have a personal relationship with professors committed to my success. Like the name says, they treat us like family. They call us scholars because they believe we could do anything we put our minds to. They set us up for excellence with free tutoring, and that's not the only thing that's free. Laptops, books, even breakfast and lunch, and bus fare. That's part of the package here at Doherty Family College. It's even free to apply. So do like I did. Go to dfc.stthomas.edu and set up a tour. We'd be excited to welcome you to our family here at Doherty Family College.
Metro Transit is hiring. Right now, Metro Transit is looking for mechanics and technicians. These workers do the important work of diagnosing, repairing, and performing preventative maintenance on Metro Transit buses, light rail, commuter trains, and other vehicles. Metro Transit is hiring for maintenance of the way technicians for tracks and railway systems. Starting pay ranges from $29.72 to up to $41 an hour. If you're looking for a secure job that offers a great salary, competitive benefits, and a pension, look no further than Metro Transit. Right now, there's even a $4,000 hiring bonus for these positions. Sweet! Find out more at metrotransit.org/mechanic-hiring. That's metrotransit.org/mechanic-hiring. Keep your community on the move with a new career with Metro Transit.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast-quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.